Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Good morning! Good morning, everybody! Happy Tuesday to all across the Delaware Valley. We got sunshine today. We got warmth. We're getting ready for baseball. Yes, Phillies baseball. Cannot wait. This is a big week as we look ahead to Thursday. And then the great companion of the spring and summer will be with us. The Phils, the fighting Phillies. You know, there's something about having like meaningful games every night. And obviously with Sixers and Flyers, and you saw it last night with the Sixers, these games aren't meaningful at all. So other than they need to lose. So that's really kind of where we're at. So it'll be fun to actually have the Phillies in play. Cannot wait for that. Lots to get to on the show today. We're presented by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. TrueMark.com/PHLY for the credit union difference. Coming up, we'll talk to Anthony Becht this morning. He's got a team meeting. He kicks off this weekend. Spring football is in the air, the UFL. And our own Anthony Becht from Delaware County will be with us coming up and kind of looking ahead. I sense something can happen with spring football, and not with the UFL, so to speak, but more in general, and I can see it with college. Let me throw this at you. Good morning, VG.
Hey, good morning.
And we'll get to Phillies and NBA draft stuff I have, and of course always birds and the NFL draft. But I read this thing. I brought it up to you before about how the Colorado and Dion's looking for an opponent to play in the spring game, because you see the spring games happening. And Syracuse is interested. Are we far away from a schedule in the spring? Like the spring games, I know I would watch. Like if you put on Colorado, Syracuse in, April, May, I'm watching it.
So there's your answer. You know it'll happen if you're going to watch it.
Like I would watch it.
People will watch it and people will bet on it. It will happen.
So, like, here's the thing. If you're college football, you get to play, you get your spring game, right?
Does it count towards anything?
I don't think it's going to count.
It's just a game?
I don't think there's a way to make it count. Like, you're not going to play more than one game. Like, so because there's so many Division I schools, you could stagger them, like, and have 8 weekends in the spring and play, Saturday and Sunday, and have enough to fill out that schedule for television.
You are crazy with this college football stuff.
I know, I'm insane. I actually spent time thinking about this last night.
I'm trying to put myself in your shoe. I mean, I'm a college basketball is my jam, but I want to watch it in the summer. I don't know. Is there some kind of?
I love college basketball,
but
this is football.
Like underclassmen only? Like
no, this is your preview of what's going to happen in the coming season. So imagine, right? You have 8 weekends.
So we got 6
in the spring.
One game a weekend? Or
no, you're going to do hear me out.
A full slate of games.
You're going to do 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday.
All
right? Yeah. For television.
Right.
All right? So then you're going to have, so that's 6 games a weekend. All right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 48 games. All right? Over the 8 weeks.
Yes.
All right? That's 96 teams. That's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ratings will be there, so it'll probably happen eventually. I don't think I'm in.
You wouldn't watch spring game?
Nah.
Spring football, college, like this is the preview. You get to see.
I got to compartmentalize my stuff, man. Football's like kind of getting boxed up. Draft's coming, we box it up, then spring and the boys' summer here. That's for me. That's how personally I have to roll.
Yeah, but you're not going.
I can't go back dipping into the box and figure out. I got to get dig my Tennessee hat now out in the middle of May, June.
Yeah. One game? You're not going to watch one game? If you're a Tennessee fan.
It sounds like he's a fan. His sport, they do the friendlies. I'm like, why do you watch a friendly? Who wants to watch? These are like friendlies now in the spring.
Yeah, it's a great way to buy. Right? Think about it. Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't want to. It's not for me.
So you wouldn't want to watch football?
No, I would have zero interest.
I would. I would watch football.
Yeah.
I think the spring, summer games sound great.
Yeah, sure.
I'm all aboard.
He doesn't even watch them in the fall and winter.
Yes, I do. What are you talking about?
Spring.
He's a Notre Dame fan. He watches it.
That is an incorrect statement. I would love watching it. Yes.
Yes. I mean,
there's a lot to do in the summer. The weather's nice.
Not the summer. It's
festivals.
It's too. Forget the festivals.
The beautiful Italian festival's coming up.
It's 2 months. April and May.
We got the 2nd Street Festival right around the corner from us.
Okay. April and May. You got 3 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday for 8 weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to happen. I'm 100% certain that they will sell a TV deal for this.
Anxious, like, I'm in on the UFL. So I want to see. We have Anthony Becht coming up. In fact, he'll be here any second. And, I'm curious about that league, the way the NIL's going, right? Like, I think that there's a path to spring football.
If you give me a mashup, UFL versus the top NCAA teams, I'm in. That I want to watch.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
I'm in on that one. Alabama versus the
Battlehawks
UFL team. Yes, I would tune into that
squad, the Battlehawks.
Yes, I would tune into that in a second.
It's interesting, and let's bring him on right off the top of the show because he's got a team meeting coming up. He kicks off this weekend, and I'm all in on my boy because my boy's going to be coaching in the NFL or big time college. At some point. But he's focused. He's ready for the season. Anthony Becht, Delco's finest. Hey, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's great to be on, man. How we doing?
Good. Listen, congratulations. This is a big week for you, man. Kicking off this weekend.
It is. Always just incredibly humbled to be in this opportunity, to be a head coach in a professional league. We have a really good team. I'm really excited. We got some new players. We really took a lot of time in the offseason to really just find better talent to help us have better competition and better practices. So we kick off with Houston. We're the first game of the season. We're the only show in town, prime time, 8 p.m. Eastern, Fox, national TV.
Yeah!
What a great platform for our players.
Yes. Oh, my God. It's awesome. Give everybody a thumbnail on the squad, man. Give everybody a thumbnail on your squad. Quarterback, skill guys, what we're watching.
Yeah, so, at the quarterback position, the last 2 seasons, A.J. McCarron has done a fantastic job for us. But we decided to move on and go a different direction. I feel like, this is a league of opportunity. We wanted to give some other players a chance to really excel. We have 2 quarterbacks right now in Manny Wilkins, who was our backup the last 2 seasons. And then Max Duggan, who
Georgia,
a couple years ago led TCU to
TCU. That's it, yeah.
And was drafted by the Chargers in 2023. So really 2.
I remember watching Max. Yeah,
gifted, athletically talented quarterbacks. I think that element is nice,
wow,
is nice to have. In our league. So we have the reigning offensive player of the year receiver Hakeem Butler is back for us, which is great. Jakar Pearson, who was the leading receiver 2 seasons ago, was a little banged up for us last year. He is back looking really good. And then guys like Denzel Mims, who you know very well from Baylor days, and of course in the NFL, looking to get a chance to redeem himself. I
thought Mims, isn't he 6'4", 6'5"? He's tall.
He is. He's about 6'3.5".
Okay.
Run. He's got great stride. He's been in an NFL building now pretty much every year he's been drafted. Just really hasn't gone the way he's wanted. And this is an opportunity for him to really shine, and he'll get some opportunities, Ant, to do that.
What I love about this league is that, I'm a college football fan. So, Max Duggan, I'm like, oh, my God, I know Max Duggan, right? I roll off the bat, I'm thinking, where'd he play? Yeah, TCU, you said it. And I'm going, oh, that's fun. If you're a college football fan, you got to be all in because you get to see a lot of these kids that, Well, if you do well, you're going to have a shot at the NFL, and then you're going to see some players that you recognize.
Yeah, sometimes, college players who are well-known and well-named guys that play really well don't all make the NFL. And they do resonate with a lot of the fan bases. But really for us, my deal is just trying to get guys that are on the cusp, or they're close, been in a couple training camps, just, haven't been able to stick, younger guys that are right there to make that jump. And we just want to fill those holes. I got over 120 plus years of NFL coaching experience from that are actually players too, that played in the NFL on my staff. So these guys get answers and they get the whys every single waking moment of their day. So they respect that, they like that, and we really feel like that's an edge for us.
Give me a thumbnail of the league. All right, like let us know who's who. Give us a little kind of primer for people, because listen, in this town we love football, so we're in. Give us some primer on the league, what to watch, beyond your squad, some of the names that are in the league.
Well, first and foremost, there's 8 teams, obviously us. You got Houston, San Antonio Brahmas, Arlington Renegades, Michigan Panthers, and the Memphis Showboats. All these teams, and, Birmingham Stallions, who's the defending champion, and the DC Defenders. They're all well coached by really big names, Coach Stoops, Wade Phillips, Skip Holtz. So these guys have done it and proved it along the way. The brand of football, guys, is really good. I mean, you're talking about a really good product. And we have some rules that are a little different than the NFL. I think 2 of them that stand out is we don't kick extra points. You can go from the 2-yard line, the 5-yard line, or the 10-yard line for 1,
I like
2,
that. Yeah,
3 points. So 2 years ago, when I thought I was going to get fired, when we only scored 3 points with 1:28 left in my first game ever as a head coach, we ended up winning 18-15 because of the fact that we're able to, go for 3 points, and, there's no onside kick. So if you're down in the fourth quarter, you get to go through a 4th and 12. If you convert it, you get the ball back.
right.
So
I know the
those
NFL
things
was
are
toying
exciting.
with that, something along those
Yeah.
lines.
And I think they'll get that at some point. But those are exciting. We'll be on ESPN, ABC, and Fox every single game. So it's very easy to find our games. And there are a lot of talented players. And there'll be some former NFL guys that, maybe have done some things and looking for another chance. But really, a lot of the players, really show out because they're just on the cusp, and they get to kind of be the guy they were at whatever university they played at. So again, I think the product is really good. If you turned it on, you'd be really excited about it. And of course, fans that love football, they love to gamble. This is an opportunity for them to kind of latch on, watch our teams, and do their thing and have fun with it.
Is there who are some of the other quarterbacks in the league?
Yeah, I believe Kellen Mond, Texas A&M quarterback.
Mississippi State, Kellen Mond.
Texas A&M. Yeah, he was.
A&M. Jeez, I'm so close. I'm right. I'm like these names. I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah, he's
Kellen Mond,
San Antonio quarterbacks. Alex Magoo, who's played a little bit in the NFL with Seattle and Green Bay. He is the Birmingham quarterback. Luis Perez, who's been really successful and bounced around a few NFL teams in training camps. He's the Renegades quarterback. Anthony Brown is a quarterback for Houston. So yeah, I mean, there are some names that will resonate with fans that they know, and of course our diehard fan bases that know these guys and come back and play every year. But the brand of football is good. It's exciting. We get 2 challenges that are any challenges, Ant. So if there's a penalty that was missed, or we see something, we can throw a challenge flag.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like
Pereira
that.
and
Yes.
Blandino can say, hey, you know what? He's right. That was a big deal. Those become critical. And if you win it, you get another one. So where we only have one of those in the past.
So you get 2 challenges of anything. So pass interference, like it could be anything on the game. And then again, as long as you're correct, you keep the challenge, right?
Correct. You get one more. Yep.
Coach, so man,
I like. Don't you like that?
I do like it. Is it only on a flag thrown, or can you say, hey, you missed it? There was pass interference there. Can we go back?
Yeah,
and look
that's
at
the great part. If they miss something and we can catch it and it's clear, maybe through the replay, or, it is funny because as a head coach, you really got to have your eyes in certain places whether you're watching defense, offense, or special teams. And there are strategic areas, at least I found, that I keep my eyes on that are commonly missed penalties that if they're clear enough, they'll show up on video. So yes, if it's missed, then we can absolutely say, hey, listen, there was holding on the left tackle, pulled my guy down, and it was a big part of the reason why the guy sprung a big run. And if we get it, they'll throw the flag.
That's cool.
Do you have someone just doing that for you?
Well, look, I don't call the plays, right? So, your job as a head coach is to be situationally sound.
Right.
We watch every week college and NFL coaches, God bless them, but they just blow games because they're just not on it. It's critically important for me. I take it very seriously. And but yes, of course, I need eyes everywhere. We have 2 coaches in the booth that are play callers on offense and defense. So when one coach isn't, watching the film back or calling plays, I do ask them, hey, check this out. Look at see if you can pull the video. It's very collaborative, but at the end of the day, every game that I have, I don't know the video people. I don't know what they're going to bring up on our screens and stuff like that. So it's very difficult. But again, there are areas, okay, that you can put your eyes on things that maybe officials miss or take, just kind of not called as much, that if it's there, they will call it.
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool.
They buzz you down. Challenge us.
Yeah, we got the little flag. We chuck it, and get it out there. So
I can see you.
And there's direct communication.
Like,
and which is nice too. Like the official that's on my sideline, Dean and Mike Pereira, or checking something out, they have an open mic. So I know, like, I'm going to continue to like sell it or talk to the official. They can hear me talk. So, hey, if I could persuade somebody or say the right things, those things can help. But again, they're going to call it by the rules, and that's how it goes.
Yeah, well, Mike's great. Mike and Dean are both great. It's cool. Listen. You're talking to somebody that was a fan, and you and I are close to the same age. Like, you remember the USFL? Like, a lot of these team names come from the USFL back in the day names, right? And I remember loving. We had a team, the Philadelphia Stars. I remember loving. They were good too. Kelvin Bryant, like they had like really good. Reggie, of course. Reggie White came from the USFL.
Who was the quarter? Chuck Fusina?
Chuck Fusina from Penn State. There is something about spring football. I think it works, man. I was just having this conversation with VJ about it. Did you see that Dion is looking for an opponent for his spring game?
I did. Listen, Dion, as high as his football acumen is, he is a marketing genius, right? I don't think a lot of coaches would want to do that, but when you're the only coach that wants to do that, that kind of puts you on the spot. And listen, he's very adamant. We don't go to high schools and recruit anymore. We don't do that. It's a different brand. So why not show the brand? Again, you got to be really confident on, your players and who you're recruiting and keeping guys like that. Obviously, on the flip side, you see a lot of coaches don't want to do a spring game. They're worried about getting pillaged and showing talent that hasn't been on the field yet, and other coaches going to the spring game. So I see both sides, but I think majority of the coaches, I think, don't want to do anything in public. But listen, Dion gets it. He's very confident in what he's doing, and it's a big year for him. He's still building something. I mean, listen, you're losing arguably 2 of the best players in college football. How do you replace those? So you better market and show something. And I think, it's a good move, and it looks like Fran Brown,
Syracuse,
like he wants to do it. So yeah, I don't know.
So here's what I can see. Like I brought this up. Here's in my mind, I could see an 8-week college football spring game schedule where you have 3 games. You have games from different teams, different programs during the week for over a 2-month period. And then here's what I think, right? I think what you guys, the more football in the spring, the better for you. So like the whole idea for you guys is like, let's build this spring out. There's an appetite for this thing. There just is.
I would say this, I mean, if they're going to force coaches to do that, then they're going to have to do it. But I can maybe speak from my end. I know for a fact if Rocco had to play and Matt Campbell had to play Nebraska in a spring game, be more younger players. I don't think Rocco would be on the I don't think Rocco would be on the field much. So I mean, again, I think it is good for guys that haven't been in the kind of the limelight yet. and they get a chance to get a little exposure for themselves and the coaches to see how they react. Because quite frankly, until you get the first game of the year from guys that haven't played, what do you have? You don't know, right?
You don't know.
So I think it's good for the younger players and some of those development ones, but it's also it puts those guys out there like, oh, okay, let's add them to our pillaging portal list here and see if we can nab them.
I totally see it from your angle. I'm looking at it from a huge macro marketing college football where Rocco's playing, like where it's because here's the thing: if Rocco's playing, you're getting eyeballs. Like people are watching. It's not going to happen now, but in 5 years, I could totally see it being part of the landscape.
Yeah, maybe there's an NIL element individually for that game where you get a sponsor to sponsor the game. Maybe you played at a neutral site, and hey, it's whatever, cut a check to each of the player. Hey, listen, money. It's in the league. You'd be surprised a guy that makes $100 million in the league how much they go out of their way for $500. You know what I mean? It's just amazing to me, but that's just what it is, man. So yeah, look, anything's possible. I could definitely see that, like you said, from a marketing strategy, just for what Prime wants to do, it makes a lot of sense for them. But you're right. I mean, Colorado's not a on the map place. I mean, why not put them in the limelight?
Yeah, the whole thing's. I love it. I give me some spring football, right? Let's talk about it. And I love, and this is the great about your league is that you're going to have guys like that stand out, especially now. The way the landscape is in college football, where freshmen got to go to a lot of JUCO, right? Like, we've seen 7-on-7 like rise in youth football, like all this stuff. I think it bodes well for you guys.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, I think over the last 3 seasons, all of our teams collectively have put at least 150 guys in training camp, which is huge. There's a lot of guys that are signed, and I mean, Turpin's a perfect example. He just signed a 3-year, $18 million contract.
Cowboys,
really exciting return guy, and now he's getting some chances at the receiver position. So look, really proud. The last 2 seasons, we put 24 guys in training camps. I mean, that's what it's all about. I want to help these guys reach their goals. I think the one thing I sell to them, because this could be a very selfish opportunity for players because they all want theirs, right? They want their individual accolades. I sell team success over individual success, because if we're 1-9, Ant, nobody's watching us except you because you like me. Other than that, nobody's turning our game on. So if the St. Louis Battlehawks are winning games and in the mix, we got a great fan base. People will watch those games. Coaches, they do watch them. I get texts all the time, and that's where we can shine. So the individual accolades are great, but if we're not winning, then nobody cares.
Jeez. What are you going to tell the team now? You have a team meeting this morning. What are you going to tell them?
Well, today's third down day, right? So situationally, we got to be better than the other team to start the season. We really put a lot of emphasis on, the situational side of football. Messaging is critically important to me. So when we talk to our players, I'm trying to be strategic in the moment, whether it's something that happened yesterday or that can help us today. I don't really try to get a lot of minutia out there that, can be forgetful. So I just try to, I sit in the morning and I sit at night and I try to come up like, what would I want to hear that would resonate? And sometimes you can't resonate with 50 guys, right, in a team meeting. There's 5 or 6 other guys I know that I have to go individually and go maybe have a conversation with. So if you're aware of those things, the message does get across, and I lean on that.
I love it.
Coach, do you find that the players are because we see the big bloated contract people with guaranteed money, NBA especially, a little load management. Do you find these guys, motivation wise, they're at a different level because they want to put good plays on game tape, they want to get to the next level? Do you find these guys in this team coming in with their own motivations to get to the next level?
Yeah, there's a lot of whys for these players, a lot of chips on their shoulders. And what's great about my staff, I mentioned earlier, I have a lot of NFL player experience as coaches, and guys really take to that, right? So, it's not maybe someone telling them to do something and maybe they've never done that or played 3 technique or played tackle. And no disrespect to coaches, because there's a lot of great coaches obviously out there that have not played the game that are doing a great job. But to me, there's a credibility factor there where if Leroy Glover should be a Hall of Fame D tackle is telling you what to do, you're going to sit there and you're going to listen to him do it because he's done it at the highest level.
Yeah. Now listen, you got to go. I know you got to go. So go deal with. Good luck. We'll be watching, man. Send some St. Louis Battlehawks gear our way.
That's a great logo.
Oh, absolutely. What size are you guys? What do we got? Where are you at right now?
Where you at?
Extra large.
I'm at double X.
I love it. Way to be honest, Ant. That's a good stuff right there.
I
I
gotta
love
be
it.
real, man. I'm double X. I
got you, man. I'll take care of you.
Yeah,
I got you.
We're ready to go, baby. Let's go. Spring
All
football.
right, man. Go Battlehawks Friday night. Fox.
I'll watch it. I will watch. I will watch it. I got it. In fact, I'll
Love
put
it,
you on my
brother.
Fox show Saturday morning so we can
I
talk.
appreciate you.
Yeah. All right, baby. Good
All right,
luck.
take care.
See
Thank
you, Anthony Becht.
You know who the
And
quarterback
don't-
coach is down there?
Who?
Seneca Wallace.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool. Huh?
Seneca Wallace.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I love these names. I'm like thinking about Dugan, Max Dugan. Right? Like, I remember at first, I don't know why I thought Georgia, but the TCU and then Kellen Mond. That's
I've heard
amazing.
Dugan. I don't know the other guy. Kellen Mond.
Yeah, M-O-N-D. Yeah, he played A&M. He was he's a big, I don't know if he's a lefty, but he was pretty good.
That hog's good. It's like a Excalibur kind of sword or saber with some wings on the side of it. I like the logo.
Yeah, it's a cool logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
Battlehawk?
did like that logo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good
The hat
stuff.
was cool too.
Sharp
Yeah.
hat, yeah.
Dude, I'm
good
in on
hat.
spring football.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
I listen. The more football, the better.
I
Is how
agree.
I look at it.
You'll have us doing remotes from pickup games, dude, down in South Philly.
Listen, I had a conversation yesterday with our buddy, my buddy Charlie Folk, whose son is the quarterback at St. Joe's Prep, and we were talking about 7-on-7, like 7-on-7 stuff for youth.
Mhm.
Is a big deal. He's like, dude, you got to get Moss 7-on-7. I go, dude, it's baseball season. He said, yeah, but he's still got to do that.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah. Keep
So-
them busy.
Yeah.
It's a cost.
I'm sure there is. You know, I work
Moss
just.
got to get a paper route.
I work just to the paper route for his bats. You know what these baseball bats cost nowadays?
I do.
Oh my god!
It's all out of control. Hockey sticks are like
Dude,
$200.
Dude, he walks around with his bat bag. There's like, a couple $1,000s in that
Yeah,
bag.
you
I'm
can't-
like, I want to pocket, pay the rent, pay the mortgage. All right, let's go to our man from all PHLY, another great football man, Les Bowen. Good morning, Lester. What do you say, buddy? So Les is on mute.
Oh, I'm unmuted now.
There you go. There he is.
Yes.
What do you say,
I didn't
pal?
know you had muted me. Yeah.
What do you think about some spring football?
I like it. When I was first starting out, when I was right out of college, many years ago, leather helmets and all that, in Charlotte, there was a league. It was semi-pro at that time, and it was one of the first things I learned about football is that there's so many guys out there that played college football, that were good college football players, that don't have anywhere to go, that aren't ready to give up on it. Maybe they're like driving trucks for UPS or something, but they want to play. And, there were some great stories out of that. It was colorful as hell. And guys would come in like Clint Longley, who had played for the Cowboys.
For the Cowboys.
Yeah, he
Clint
was in that
Longley
league.
played in
bro.
that league?
Yeah.
I hated
And,
Clint Longley.
Yeah.
There was that game on Thanksgiving Day. I was a little
Thanksgiving,
boy.
yes.
And
Yeah.
he came in and like,
Right.
oh my God.
I don't remember him at all.
There was a little guy. There were a lot of guys from HBCUs in that league because back then the NFL didn't really, scout those leagues the way it does now. And there's a lot of talent there. Integration was still an ongoing thing in the late 70s, early 80s. The receiver and punt returner for that team was a little tiny guy, Reggie Supernat Smith. He ended up punt returning for the Falcons for a couple years after that. But it was just a wonderful thing to cover, all kinds of colorful stories. I'm still friends on Facebook with one of the offensive linemen from that team.
That's cool.
But yeah, in answer to your question, it's interesting with football. It's the only sport. It's not like baseball where there's 27,000 minor leaguers, and
Right.
basketball they have the Delaware team and all that. There's a lot of guys. There's so many guys that aren't quite. Maybe they just haven't gotten a chance to play in the NFL, or they need something. They aren't quite big enough or something like that. There was a guy in that team that I covered that had come out of prison. He had been a good player, gone to
Wow.
prison for robbery, and was trying to get back. I don't think he ever got anywhere with it, but he was a corner who was like built perfect for corner play, long legs and fast, but he was in prison, So just stuff like that. It's incredible how many players there are in the world.
There is. It's the truth.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by it. I love it. I love where the game is at. I love where I like work. I know people hate it, but I like where college football is at. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that is a bummer is they're reducing scholarships.
Yes.
And that's it. Which is now, because JUCO is not going to count to with your eligibility. That you watch, these JUCO programs are going to rise up all over the place.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of people do that, boy. Andy Reid was a JUCO.
Yeah.
He was going to USC at a high school, tore
got
up his
hurt.
knee,
Yeah.
ended up in JUCO and ended up at BYU instead of USC.
Yeah, I remember him telling me that story. He was a good offensive lineman. Like, he was a good player. And when he got hurt.
Do you think that aren't the mid majors going to be like the JUCO though, in a way?
No, the JUCO. The reason why the JUCO matters is that the eligibility doesn't count. So because a lot of these schools are not they're not recruiting out of high school. I mean, if you're a great high school player, they're going to recruit you. But there's a lot of kids, because the scholarships are dwindling, that will have to go to JUCO to get. And let's face it, you know it, Les. They want you to be older, right? Because they want you to be stronger and bigger, and you'll be more mature and better.
So 23, 24-year-olds may become the norm in college football?
Well, you've
You go to
seen it
JUCO
now
for
with
2 years?
quarterbacks. Yeah.
It'd be like what years ago you used to spend a year at like Fork Union or one of those places, and now, it would be a JUCO, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so fascinating, man. It really is. Les, let's talk Eagles off season for a second.
Absolutely.
And I know there's a lot of grousing, and it all makes sense from a money standpoint. If I told you that you're paying Barkley, Hurts, AJ, and Devontae, right? And you know who's coming up next, and you re-sign Bowen, and those kids on defense got to get paid. This all you're paying Lane. Everybody on your O line except for one position is going to be making $10 million. So you see it. To me, it's explainable what's happening, and I do think they're still in a good spot.
That's exactly right. It's still irritating as hell.
Right.
I'm going to write something for you guys. I haven't written in a couple of weeks. I feel like I need to before I forget how. But I rewatched the Super Bowl yesterday with the idea of really paying attention to the contributions of the guys who aren't here now, who have since left. And it was really, obviously, Josh Sweat could have been the MVP of the game to start with, but it was sobering to watch that. You're absolutely right. Most of this stuff they kind of had to do. I was really, when I saw the deal Becht got, I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
But somebody made a really good point about that you just reiterated it. You could have 5 guys all making $10 million a year. That's nuts, even though to me, that's the heart of your team right there, that offensive line.
And I'm sure that
somebody.
I'm sure that they were enticed by it, but I think they had already made up their minds that position was almost going to be a rehab position, right? Where you get
every year they change that right guard, either because somebody got hurt or for some reason. But nonetheless, it was tough to see Becton leave. Tough to see C.J. Gardner-Johnson leave. He had some, even Avante Maddox, who everybody knew was going to leave, he had a hell of a huge play in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's just tough. To me, this was the deepest, best Eagles team I've ever seen, and you're not going to be able to quite keep that. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, Howie will just draft a bunch of more, wonderful players," and I hope he does. But it's putting a lot on Howie here to think maybe they won't be quite as deep. They'll be very, very competitive. They'll be in a good position to contend for another Super Bowl, but they won't. I don't think they'll be the deep, incredibly talented group that they were in 20. I don't know if you can do that again in the NFL. It might be years before anybody does.
Well, because the what's abnormal is that he hit on all those picks.
Yes.
Like that's
nobody does that forever. It's
right,
like
exactly.
Gambling,
And that's the abnormal thing is that when you're hitting on those picks, that's like I'll contend that Sweat, who did have a great Super Bowl, but it all stems from Carter. Like Carter allows guys to get singled up to allows them to eat because Carter's that good.
Right. So you can put somebody else in Sweat's spot and be good still, yeah. And in fact, Sweat, I love Sweat as a player, as a story coming out when he, I covered the whole thing with his
the
injury and all that. I talked to his dad about it a couple times over the years, but that was Sweat's best ever game.
Right.
He didn't really have a wonderful year this last season. It was an amazing game, and I hope the Cardinals understand that they might not be getting that guy 17 games a year, but nonetheless, it's tough to see somebody who played. The abruptness of it, Andy, is what I'm going to write about. It's almost like they were yanking guys off the parade floats to send them away. I mean, you just don't get any time to savor this. It comes up so fast, and you've got a different team before. It takes so long to get all this together and to do it, and then it's, that's over with. Let's go on.
Yeah, that's true.
You bringing up Jalen Carter, the first projections of his next contract are out. I just saw it this morning. I was going.
I mean, he gets paid. I mean,
yeah,
and he's one you keep at all, whatever. He's that.
Yeah.
He'll be the best defensive tackle in football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's already trending that way. It'll be interesting. Trayvon Walker. How he may have one kind of big move up his sleeve if he can make it work, and I got a weird suspicion about Trayvon Walker.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me more. What do you think? How do you think they would do that?
Well, I mean, I don't know again, there's a lot because compensation is a part of it. I don't know what the compensation is. You got all those draft picks, all right? You got to fit them in the pay scale. But my God, you want to talk about a great fit, a perfect fit. I mean, another game wrecker. Could you imagine if you had Nolan Smith, Trayvon Walker, and Carter on that front? Oh, my God.
You'd be set. Yes, that would be great. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I really think I'm not excited about the 32nd overall draft pick. I think you either trade back, which is what everybody thinks they're going to do, or you trade up, which I would be more excited about personally. It's going to be hard to trade way up, but you might be able to get in the range of a true first-round talent, like the top 18 or so, depending on how.
Now, this draft is weird because I will tell you, it's really top-heavy, and then everybody's kind of bunched together. I mean,
it's who you like after that. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good value. You got value along the defensive line. You got value on the O-line, and you got the tight end piece. Like the tight end piece. I think
defensive back too. I think there's good defensive backs here. Safeties.
Yeah. I mean, look, Malachi Starks. Who knows? He could fall right in your range if you want to go safety first round.
Yeah. And you might, after getting rid of CJ like that, you might want to go safety first.
And you got another Georgia kid. Like, the Georgia connection is just so fascinating. Like I think it's such an interesting thing. And it's become a thing with them. Like, how great is that,
Yeah, if I were covering the Bulldogs for like the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, I'd want to come to like Eagles training camp or something,
Well, what's funny? I think I'm going to go down to Athens and do a piece about the connection, because I think it's a great story, man. I just think
it's a good story, yes, and you get guys who benefit from having those other guys here, who maybe wouldn't prosper the way they have if they didn't have the support system around them of guys that they kind of grew up with,
Yeah.
It is an incredible thing. I hope they can kind of keep it going.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I do. I brought up tight end for a reason, because Goddard, you wonder what's next with him, because it appears, especially if you're going to make one big move like a Trayvon Walker, Goddard's definitely going.
You think so? Yeah, that makes sense. I'm all this stuff has been going on for weeks, and the idea of just in and of itself, just trading Dallas Goedert doesn't excite me at all, because you really don't have the last time they traded a big time tight end, they had Dallas Goedert sitting there. Right. They don't have that luxury right now, and Dallas Goedert's a big part of what they do. I understand. I'm frustrated, like a lot of people are, with his injury history. I don't think anybody anticipated that when he took over for Zach Ertz, that he would miss so many games every year. But when he's in there, I mean, he's crucial to the brotherly shove. He's crucial to all of their blocking on runs. Hurts doesn't like to throw to him, but he's a great receiver. As he showed in the playoffs, he can make some game-changing plays as a receiver. I would hate to see that, but
I can't pay him less. I love the kid too. I'm a big Goddard fan, and it's not fair to him that this is his last contract, right? Like, so, but if I'm Howie, I'm not paying him. And if this draft is rich in tight end, I go get Mason Taylor and call it a day. I hate to say it like
something
that.
up there. There's something up there with Hurts and with Wentz. It was the exact opposite. Wentz wanted to throw to the tight end, perhaps. For some reason, I don't think Hurts does. And maybe they're looking at that and thinking, we've been trying to make this work for years now, and he doesn't really go there unless he has to. And maybe we don't need. Maybe if the guy's a good blocker and an okay receiver, maybe we don't need a superstar tight end in this offense. Maybe we can allocate.
Here's the thing: Goddard's a great blocker. He seals an edge.
Yes, he is. Yes,
he's a great blocker.
Yes,
my brother, always great chatting it up with you, buddy. Always
good talking
love it.
to you guys. Yes,
really, what a pleasure. What's your next piece?
Yeah, that's going to be it. It's going to be I rewatched the Super Bowl, and I just looking at what they've lost and kind of grieving the fact that it's all in the rearview mirror so quickly.
It's a great story. When's that dropping?
I'm going to write it today.
Great, awesome. We got some reading later on.
Love it,
Les. Thanks, buddy. Look forward to reading it.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
There he is, Les Bowen, checking in.
I always just love his voice.
Yeah, he's very soothing.
Best with the Andy Reid press conferences. Hi, Andy. And then he just a boom, uppercut with some questions.
Let's talk about some of our friends. I like it. How about we go a little bit of Golden Nugget? You're gonna love it.
Oh, yeah.
Golden Nugget. Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. 8th and Chestnut in the heart of Jewelers Row, Center City. Listen, you need, present for your girl, your wife, all right, your mom. Mother's Day's coming up. And don't forget, new, if you're a husband and you just had children, you're going to get mom a big gift from the kids. That's a prerequisite.
Yeah, if you got no kids and you got dogs, the dogs got to get mom a gift.
Oh, really? Is that what you do?
Yeah, dogs give mom a gift on Mother's
Really?
Day.
Yeah.
Of course.
You do
She's
that
a good
for the
mom.
bacon?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I like it. I like it. I like the doggy parents. That's
Yeah.
good. Gold Nugget Jewelers, where you go. Go see my man, Yaron. All right? What a great guy. In fact, I was talking to him yesterday. If you need any of this stuff, and if you're thinking about popping the question, look no further. I'm telling you, I've sent scores of guys to Golden Nugget Jewelers and all happily ever after, at least when it came to the ring, all right, and the engagement. So check it out. They have a large selection of certified diamonds. They have the designers for the settings like Tacori, Viraggio. Check them out, all right? The whole process will be painless. It'll make you feel good, work within your budget, all right? And it'll be beautiful. GoldenNuggetJewelers.com. Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged.
All right. And where does Philly put their money for some good savings? Well, TrueMark Financial Credit Union, because those credit unions better than the big box national corporate Wall Street banks. TrueMark's owned by the people, basically nonprofit, so they can invest the profits back into their customers. And it's almost spring. Well, it is spring, so it's time to spring into some savings. So if you got some financial goals, whether it's buying a house, taking a cool vacation this summer, going down to the beach, building up your emergency fund, TrueMark Financial Credit Union's got the perfect savings accounts for you. TrueMark Financial offers high-rate certificates and money market accounts to help your money grow faster and work harder for you. You get that compounding interest at a higher rate. So visit TrueMark.com for rates and to learn more. TrueMark Financial, they're federally insured by the NCUA. Equal opportunity lender. Rates are subject to change. TrueMark.com for rates and more info.
All right, let's go out west to the Rocky Mountains.
Rocky Mountains.
Let's see if he's out of bed this morning. He, of course, the one, the only, Brain.
Red, the brain finder.
There he is. He's out of bed.
He looks better now. He's hydrated.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah,
Look
got
at
some Pedialyte in him, some Gatorade. Looks good.
Oh my God, it's funny. You sounded like Brett Musburger. We're going out west live.
I still channel that. I still
That's the
channel
best.
my favorite, where you're looking live at the Rocky Mountains and inside a plush cabin, primed and ready to go, the Brain.
100%. 100%. How you guys doing this morning?
Good, buddy.
Good, man.
Good, buddy.
And by the way, Anthony, I do agree with you on Dallas Goedert. I couldn't pay him. It's like, and it's, listen, I want him to make $1 zillion on his next contract. I love the guy. He's one of my favorite Eagles, actually. And I want him to do incredibly well for his personal happiness and everything. I hope he makes the highest paid tight end. I hope he gets more than Kelsey or anyone. I really mean that, but I just couldn't be the one giving it to him. And he'll have his day here, have a ceremony for him one day. Cause I think he's actually been, if you think about it, Ertz was the best Eagles tight end ever, but he's probably been, I'm probably missing someone, but has he been the second best? I don't know. Probably someone I'm missing. I'm just being stupid on, but he's had a really good career here.
No, I mean, listen, I mean, I like, I'll be honest with you, I'm a Goddard fan. I like Goddard.
Who isn't? He's great. He's
better
great.
than Ertz.
You think he's better than Ertz?
I think he is. Yep. I think he's a better down the field. Well, two things. He's better down the field, and he's a better blocker.
Yeah, but you know what? But Anthony, you know what this, and it's funny. I heard Les talking about what they say. What's the best ability? Availability, and he's just always misses. It's seemingly like
I'm just talking about talent. Like if you just tell me,
okay.
Like if you stack the two guys up, you know who's better? Goddard's better. Now Ertz is
right,
rock.
but you're not if you factor in how many games the guy played.
Yes.
I think you just have to do that as part of the equation. But look, he's had a great career here. But also, Les said, he doesn't throw to Goddard. But you know what? Carson Wentz didn't have A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. So I think that's also, in fairness, it's not like Jalen Hurts doesn't want to throw to him. I think he also has the two alpha receivers and when those guys have been out, Goddard has gotten a ton of catches. But it's hard, I think, to give him what you say maybe it's just because there's
especially because you don't throw it that much. The volume,
right?
You don't throw the volume. Hey, speaking of football, are you in on UFL? We just had Anthony Becht on, the coach of the Battlehawks. You give me football, I'm in.
I know.
Friday night
Look, I
prime
can't.
time.
I don't want to be disingenuous. I'm not. Look, I love college. I love the NFL. Love, not like love. I, I mean, I've read about it, familiar with it, but I can't. Look, maybe I'll put it on and I'll be like, well, you know what? I'm enjoying this more than I thought. Don't ever want to say never, but I can't say that I'm like gung ho and like, the way I'm pumped for the college basketball tournament or just a regular NFL season or MLB coming up. I can't go that far, my friend.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, let's take a look. A look ahead at Thursday night and the Sweet 16. BYU, Alabama. Alabama 5.5. They give up points.
They do.
I think Alabama wins, but I think this game could be close.
This is a game I bet, and I always tell you, Anthony, I'm always like, getting the right number is key, right? I say that to you all the time, and far more than not, I can never guarantee I'm going to win. But one thing I almost always do well is timing the market well. Here's the case: I did not time it well. Hand on the Bible, I think BYU is going to win the game. I think BYU is going to win straight up. I don't think. I think I do not like this Alabama team.
So you and I agree. You were on the same page.
I think BYU is going to win the game. Now I took 5.
Right.
I took 5, and I actually took 5 laying like minus 115 juice. So now it's 5.5. So I feel a little bit of egg on my face, but you know what? It's okay because I think BYU is going to just win the game. Look, Alabama. When last year in the tournament, I really thought this was a good team. I was impressed watching Sears. And I thought, okay, this was a team that's contended for the national championship. And they've shown bits and pieces of looking really good, but overall, consistently, I just haven't seen it. Defensively, they just are not good. And I feel that BYU is one of those teams from a matchup standpoint. I wouldn't want to play Falls Alabama because I think this team can score a lot on them. Again, I think Alabama wins the game straight up. That's BYU. Not me exaggerating.
Yeah, I'm with you. To me, it stood out
VG,
like neon.
Tell me you like Bama.
What?
Is VG? I want to hear he likes Bama.
I'm not decided yet. I got to see where this line goes, man. I'm not making a decision yet. I got to see where this line goes.
The brain would rather. He don't care about the thousands of dollars that he has on the line.
I care more about VG.
He wants to beat VG.
Yeah, let's see where this ends up on Thursday.
Come on, Alabama, NATO, you got to do it.
Yeah, man, he's trying to sucker me into a bet.
I am.
I mean, I told you. I said I like BYU before the brain even spoke in the game.
That is my favorite, probably my favorite. I bet 3 of these 8 games. And current numbers, there's 2 I like, but that's probably my favorite game. Is my favorite game.
All right, let's go through it. Florida and Maryland. I like Florida in the game. I think this is a get right game. I don't think Maryland. I think Florida's a horrible matchup for Maryland.
Anthony, we couldn't agree more. They're not going to keep them off the boards. I laid 5.5. Here's one I got a good fill. Here's one I did get a good fill. Laid 5.5. It's now 6.5. I like Florida. I think like Florida to rout. I think they will win by double digits. Maryland will not be able to keep them off the glass. To me, this game will be a 15-point Florida win.
Duke, Arizona. Again, I mean, the way these 2 teams playing, I think it's another double-digit win.
This is one, Anthony, we're, again, not going to bet this game. Not going to bet this game. But let's just look at it. And by the way, VG, tell me, did you like that last game? Did you like Maryland? Did you like your Terps?
I don't like Maryland. I like Arizona. I'm not a Terps guy. No, I do. I think this
loves Arizona.
This might get up to 10. It's at 9.5 now. This might get up to 10. I like Arizona at 10 a lot.
Shucks. Because Anthony, it's funny, I'm on VG's side on this one. They were laying 12.5 against Baylor. To me, 9.5 against Arizona. Arizona is light years better than Baylor. Light years. And I'm like, man, I could have just laid 12.5 against Baylor. Now I've laid 9.5 against a good, not great, but good Arizona team. And look, Caleb Love to me is arguably the most dangerous player in the entire tournament. The one thing I didn't like, he went off and they still barely beat Oregon. But to me, I only could play Arizona here with 9.5.
I hear you. I knew you would. I thought you might be on Arizona. And I know VG loves Arizona.
Yeah. I didn't bet it, though.
Here's the problem. is that they play tempo. And you're going to go, and they're best at playing tempo, and you play tempo against this Duke team, and they will run you out of the gym.
Yeah,
Because
Duke-
as good
Duke
as
is
Caleb Love
impressive.
is, they don't have enough supporting cast, enough three-point shooting to keep up with them. If they were a more plotting team that could play a slow-down style, I might agree with you. But I think that the matchup squarely is with Duke.
You know, it's funny. If anyone watching likes the Arizona side, and I'm on that side again, I haven't bet it, but I would maybe suggest taking plus 5.5 in the first half. Why do I say that? Duke inevitably, it seems like they always make that run where they smoke you and they destroy you and they just have that 14-2 run. They blow you out of the building. I could see Arizona hanging for a half. It's like 42-38. And then in the second half, Duke just goes on a run, and before you know it, they're down 13-14. You're like, oh man, why'd I do this to myself?
I could say it. Texas Tech, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Would you say it? PG, you love who?
I love a side here.
Okay, well, this is a lean for me. It's not a love. It's just a lean. Again, what I just say about the Baylor game, I said Baylor was getting 12.5. Now you're getting 9.5 with Arizona. You're just comparing the two. Kansas was laying 5.5 against Arkansas. Kansas. Okay. Now you have a good Texas Tech would smoke, destroy, embarrass Kansas. Now you have a good Texas Tech team laying the same 5.5. Look, I love what Calipari's done here.
I agree.
It's just
Texas
a lean.
Tech. Yep.
But I'm on Texas Tech.
I would agree with you.
We're all on Texas Tech.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would agree. All right. Quickly on Friday, Michigan State, Ole Miss. And this is a great game. I love this Ole Miss team because I love their guard play. I think they win the game outright.
Oh, I was gonna say I'll take Ole Miss money line.
Yeah, I think they win the game outright. I love their guard play. They're veterans. They come at you. I like Ole Miss.
You know, it's interesting. I bet at the open, Michigan State minus 2.5. It's now 3.5. And I'm having second thoughts because I made that bet, Anthony, more as a grab bet, thinking that number was too low and it was going to shoot up to 3.5/4. It has gone up to 3.5. So I've been right in that aspect. But then the more I just looked at the game, I was just grabbing a number, which I don't mind doing. But then kind of the more I thought about the game, I'm like, wait a minute, do I really think Michigan State's going to win this game? And I'm like, not sure if I really think that. So at current numbers at 3.5, yeah, I bet it thinking I was grabbing a good number. It is a good number, but I may try to go, especially if it gets to 4, just try to middle this and hope it's a 3 or 4 point win, which would be a profitable middle. Michigan State's very deep, but they could struggle offensively, and Mississippi's shown that they are a solid, pretty decent team. So I hear what you guys are saying with this one.
All right, Kentucky, Tennessee for the third time.
Yeah.
Fascinating game. Tennessee 4.5.
Yeah, look, I respect Kentucky. I do. Lost some depth with some of these injuries they've had. I'm going to lean, and again, and as much as I do like Kentucky, I do. VG, I know is going to be on the Kentucky side, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to stick with Tennessee. Rick Barnes here. I know I'm probably asking it just for trouble here, but I just trust this Tennessee team more, and I trust this Kentucky team. Tennessee's been solid all year, better than I expected. Number again, I say to myself, man, I'm laying 4.5 here. I laid 4 against UCLA. How can I do that? Again, haven't bet the game, but my lean here still would be the Tennessee side. I think they will win this game by about 6 or 7. Again, these games are all going to be somewhat close. Let me stress.
I mean, I like Kentucky, but if you're leaning Tennessee, I love Kentucky. Get one up on Brain with him teaming up with Rick Barnes.
Fine, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, I love that one.
There's the first battle between the Brain and the Trash Man.
And I'm begging him. I'm begging him to show, the what was the other? Oh my God, BYU game. I mean, I know he likes Alabama. VG likes Alabama. He's going to have to come around.
I don't know. Yeah, I got to see it. I mean, I don't like the Mormon lifestyle. It's not for me. So
all right, we'll go with Alabama.
We'll see. We'll see. We need some drama here. Bray's coming back later this week, isn't he?
Yeah, we're going to talk baseball.
There's still time.
We're going to dive into baseball this week.
Yes, sir.
Auburn, Michigan. I think all of us are on Auburn.
I mean, Michigan, look, they have what Michigan has, it lets you know when you have a great coach, you can overcome things because they have the two good bigs. Okay. And Golden's played great. He really has. And they do a good job getting good shots, but man, I like Auburn here. I like
Come on,
Auburn. I would be
Brain.
shocked.
Take your alma
Even
mater. I'll give you
parlays?
9.5. Take your alma mater. We'll give you 9.5.
No, hell no. Hell no.
not
I will tell you
doing
this. I like in parlays, if anyone wants to I do like Auburn with the money line. I will be Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas shocked if Michigan wins this game. I don't know if they're going to cover it. I think they win between 6 and 15. I like Auburn, but I really like them to win the game. So if you're looking at lay minus whatever it is, probably gonna be minus 350, whatever it's going to be. I haven't looked at it yet. I have no problem putting I'm picking Auburn in a parlay because I really believe they'll win this game.
Yeah, you could do that with Houston because I believe that Houston's going to beat Purdue. I
Yes.
like this Houston team. I think you could match those two up in a teaser or a parlay or whatever.
Yeah, and it'll probably be you're going to be laying probably closer to 3-2.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And Houston to me again. Look, Purdue to me, Fugazi, not a good team. Houston to me again, clear side for me. Didn't bet it, but clear side for me. Now I will say this: if Houston plays Tennessee, if that game does happen, I'm probably actually leaning towards the Tennessee side, depending on what the spread's going to be. We'll see if that game gets to this point, but I do think Houston absolutely does win the game. Purdue to me, it's just they're here because of the draw. They're here because of the bracket, nothing else.
I'm with you.
All right, give me Bama. Roll Tide. 5. What I got?
Yes.
5, 5.5. What are you giving me? 5? What's
5.5, dude. That's the line. Come on.
Line's 5.5. All right.
Yeah.
You got Alabama.
I don't need
you
it
got
though.
BYU.
I really don't need it. I really should be a gentleman here, but no one's ever accused me of being a gentleman. So I'm gonna take the 5.5.
You put your reputation on the Mormons and Rick Barnes. Good luck.
Well, the Rick Barnes thing, I'm just going to be mute because you're right. But
You got Tennessee, BYU.
Tennessee and BYU.
You got Alabama and Kentucky.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Here it is, the
exactly.
Battle Royal for the Thursday, Friday games. We love it.
Exactly. Yeah. Listen, that's what we're going to go with, man. I like it. 4-4-1.
That's ridiculous.
Hopefully it comes down to the national championship game, VJ, and it comes down to like a winner take all thing. And
you might have to jet me down to Florida. We'll watch it together.
I have to. So we'll have to like watch this game and like people be watching us pay-per-view just to see like the emotion. This is the emotion that we're talking about because we both want this and see who gets the. I may have to fly in myself and if it comes down to that.
I like it.
Nice.
I like it. Brand,
All right, guys.
enjoy.
Appreciate you guys. You're the best.
Today? You hitting the slopes?
Well, yeah, we will be. As soon as I'm off with you, we're gonna start our day. So looking forward to it.
Get that free hat out there. A resort free hat.
Hey, always, my friend.
Thanks, brother.
Be good, guys. Appreciate you, buddy.
There he is, the brain. Brought to us by Bet Parks and the Bet Parks Sportsbook online casino at Parks Casino. Let's talk about some of our friends. And then Mike Sielski, my main man.
Sielski.
The great columnist for the Inquirer coming up. Let's talk about it. We just did on the Sweet 16, baby. They're back at it. I like the games. I do. I think they're good
all
games.
decent games.
I know that I don't know. People are never satisfied. Anything that's that as big as the tournament is built for critics. I've
think it's
enjoyed
been
it.
guess you basketball.
I
guess you don't have the big Cinderella team.
We're basketball fans, right? So here's the beauty. Watch this weekend. Tasty Cake Don put it perfectly. He said, I watched that Sixers Pelicans game last night. I watched 4 days of great basketball, and then I turned on that slop.
Right.
I mean, that's the difference. So enjoy it while it's there. All right.
Yeah, the whole slate Thursday. They're good. They're good teams. These are good coaching matchups.
All right. They are, let's talk about the futures.
Yeah.
25 on Duke, they're the favorite, pays 50. 25 on Florida, brings back 68.75. 25 on Houston, 112.50. 25 on Auburn, 125. 25 on Tennessee, 350. What's your Kentucky?
50-1.
50-1?
Yeah.
Are you going to dive into it?
Yeah, I'll throw $10 on Kentucky and $10 on Arizona. Arizona's 40-1.
Yeah, you got this infatuation with Arizona.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I like the way they've been playing lately. This is my whole weekend here because my bracket buster. I got Arizona going to the Final Four.
They're gonna get smoked.
Yeah,
Duke, baby, boom.
I love it. I love it.
The flag.
Wildcats, baby.
Dude, he's a Notre Dame Duker.
Yeah, I know. He loves
You
Duke
like
and
Duke?
Notre Dame. Duke
Love
basketball,
Duke.
football, Notre Dame.
Why do you love Duke?
I love Cooper Flag, man. Watching that kid play.
I like the kid
he's
too.
a monster,
I'll be honest with you.
man.
I love the kid too.
He is a monster.
But you can't be all like,
He's a
They're-
monster.
you're like,
They're my pick for the tournament.
I know, but like,
yeah, they're number one. You really go down on a limb.
you got
here.
the Irish hat on, which I love, but Duke, Notre Dame, the next thing you know, you'll be wearing a Yankees jersey.
No, never go that far.
But
Come
you
on
know
now.
what I'm saying. Bet on baseball, college basketball, whatever you want on the BetParks Sportsbook Casino app. The only app that we'll ever recommend here. All your favorite casino games, yes. Live dealer, blackjack, roulette, poker, plus hot online slots based on your favorite movies like Rocky, Ted, Goonies, hot online slots like Cash Eruption.
Love some cash eruption.
Cleopatra.
Fireballs. Oh, the Cleopatra. When you get the bonus and she's talking to you, it's so nice and soothing.
And of course, your favorite streaming shows like Breaking Bad, Peaky Blinders. That's it. New users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down the first 24 hours. Go to betparks.com. Download the app right now. Enjoy all the excitement from your couch. It's going to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. All right. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. My man did say the brain likes over Sabonis, 14.5 points, and over Sabonis, 11.5 boards.
Well, it's a bonus parlay tonight you could do.
He goes Sabonis.
Like it.
All right, this portion of the show presented by Rite Aid, riteaid.com/PHLY for the store and pharmacy nearest you. Now, to go over a look at Philadelphia sports in its entirety. He's the great columnist, and you got to buy his books. His books are incredible, all right? The latest one on the dunk, fabulous, all right? And he's working on some more stuff. He's the great Mike Sielski. Good morning, Michael.
Morning, Ant. Morning, VG. Good to be
What's
with
up,
you
Mike?
guys.
You know what? You have a doppelganger,
I do. Where?
all right? Your doppelganger is my doctor.
Oh, man. I thought you were going to tell me like a famous actor who's like a heartthrob or something.
Well, no, but he is in his own right a heartthrob. Do you ever watch Fox 29, Good Morning, Good Day, Philadelphia?
Once in a while, yeah.
Now, he's older than you, all right?
Okay.
Dr. Mike.
All right. I got to check him out.
All right.
I don't watch Dr. Mike. I do watch,
You see it?
Mike
Yeah, Andrew, give us a
and
picture of
Alex
him.
every now and again.
Dr. Mike Sirigliano.
Now, Dr. Mike is older than you. So
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
at some point, all right, you guys sound alike too. You have a
Oh,
little bit
geez.
of a voice. Dr. Mike is cool. He's my main man too. Brilliant man. All right. And maybe because you're a
Okay.
brilliant writer and he's a brilliant doctor, you remind me of each other.
Could be. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I was waiting for Brad Pitt or Leo DiCaprio, but I'll take Dr. Mike.
Down the line, maybe there's somebody else, but
Who
Dr. Mike
knows?
is first and foremost.
I need more plastic surgery. It's all good.
All right, let's get started. Lots to do. Fighting Phillies Thursday. Season opens. And you know what I'm hearing? Crickets.
Yep.
Why?
I am
Mike?
a very simple reason for this, Ant. They didn't do anything in the offseason. And I'm not saying they should have done something. I'm not saying they shouldn't have. But that's how we get excited about sports now. It's change. It's player acquisition. It's all that kind of stuff. It's not bringing back a team that won 95 games and then got beat in the divisional round of the playoffs. It's not Dave Dombrowski saying, hey, we already made this bunch of big moves and these guys have to perform and produce. That doesn't get people jacked up. If it's different when you come into a season after you just signed Trey Turner or you just signed Bryce Harper or you made a big trade for the new guy. That's what gets people jacked now. It's the different thing as opposed to they're just running it back and hoping things are better than they were last year.
Yeah, and listen, I get it intellectually. man, I mean, 95 games is a great season. Like, I know the way it flamed out, it was disappointing. But you got a good baseball team coming back, and it's like, all right, don't you miss the sport? Like, aren't we excited to have baseball back? I don't even feel like there's a baseball in the air feel about it.
What do you mean by baseball?
Yeah. Just baseball. Like, I don't feel like I'm thinking you're like me, all right? Mm-hmm. That when sports are away, the season is in the off season, you miss the season. Like, so you've missed baseball. So now baseball comes back, and what I'll do all day, Thursday, Friday, all weekend long, I'll be watching every game because I need my fill. Like, I miss the sport.
Yeah, I don't know how many people feel that way anymore, though, Ant. I really don't. I feel like the way we consume and follow sports now is so different than it was, at least when I was young, probably when you guys were young too, right? Like, yeah, Philly's got a ton of 4-for-4 people, but they also have a ton of people who like just love baseball or just love football or just love the NBA, right? And so much of the coverage and the discussion around the sports now are focused so singularly on those sports that I wonder if people feel like, I've been paying attention to other stuff.
Wow, my God, you just hurt me, man.
I believe me, it hurts me too, man. Like, I'm a generalist. I grew up like, and I'm still this way, like I'm interested in Philly sports more than anything else, whatever season that might be. But I think that's a little different now.
I know.
It just is.
That was, it was the biggest mistake in my career is I couldn't focus on one sport.
Dude, I was exactly the same way. I was exactly the same way. When I was up in New York covering the Mets as a beat in the 2010 season, I swear I spent most of my nights like, oh, Roy Halladay's got a perfect game going in the 8th inning. And, oh, the Flyers are coming back against the Bruins. Like, they're down 3-0, but like, instead of watching the Mets play the Pirates and worrying about like why David Wright was in a slump, I was thinking as much about like, are the Flyers going to come back and beat the Bruins? Like, I'm the same way. Like, I'm wired to like follow whatever the story is at a particular time, not laser focus on a particular team.
Yeah, it was funny. So I covered the Mets in New York, right? And when my editor was like, Mets were bad. And he was like, listen, he goes, I want to have you do more general stuff because you like to write. I'm like, thank you, right? So he's like, your first assignment's going to be Tyson Holyfield. Oh. So you're going to do boxing. Like, you're going to do a lot of general stuff, but you're going to do the fight game. I'm like, I'm in. Like, I was excited. So the next day I go to the ballpark and I'm telling everybody that I'm not going to be on the beat anymore, and I'm going to go do Tyson Holyfield. They were like bummed out, like, oh, dude, I'm sorry, like consoling me. I'm like, wait a second, I'm going to go do Tyson Holyfield in Vegas, and you're feeling sorry that I'm not going to Pittsburgh to see Mets Pirates? What? And they thought it was like a demotion, and I'm like, dude, after that, I'm going to Florida State to sit with Bobby Bowden, and then I'm going to go to. Go to whatever, see Kobe. I was going to LA to do a Kobe piece. Like, what? Like, why are you feeling sorry for me?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same way. Like, I have a harder time now even like drilling down on the minutia of any one team or sport. I want to go where the story is that particular day or that particular week, or weigh in on, like, today I wrote about the Flyers. Tomorrow I'm going to write about the NCAA tournament. Maybe I'll write about the Phillies after that. Like, I love the freedom to be able to bounce around to the different things.
All right, before we get back to baseball, because I do want to get back to baseball, what strikes what are you looking at Flyers?
So we had Keith Jones on the radio show, me and Rob Ellis, on Saturday, and talked at length with him about John Tortorella, Matvei Michkov, and the column I wrote basically asked the question, if you had gone into the season saying that, hey, Matvei Michkov had a terrific rookie year, right? 20 goals, 50 points, 70 games, showed that he belongs, shows flashes of how great he could be, you'd be like, hey, John Tortorella is set for next season. But the fact is that John Tortorella isn't set for next season. And so the thing I'm asking is, is Matvei Michkov going to develop no matter what? Like, do the Flyers need to keep John Tortorella here because their most important player is going to develop no matter who the head coach is? Like, he's that good. The kid is that good. So maybe Tortorella steps away. Maybe the Flyers say, you know what? We're going to make the move now. Maybe he comes back, but it's under the assumption that he's going to coach the last year of his contract and that's it. But if you had told me at the beginning of the season Michkov is going to flourish, I'd have said, okay, Torts is back and Torts is going to stay. And that's still an open question.
Yeah, I want to tell you, I don't think he's back.
Yeah.
I don't think he's back. I don't see it.
And Jonesy hedged in his interview with me and Rob. He did. Like he answered directly in one hand, but then was quick to kind of go back. Well, everything will be evaluated, et cetera, et cetera. There was nothing really substantive out of it.
I think that they've already, and I don't know this, but I think they've already made up their mind that Tortorella goes upstairs, like he has a role within this thing, but there's a new coach. And again, do I think that everyone loved him benching Michkov on the TNT Sunday game? No, I don't think people like that at all within the organization. It was a home game. It was nationally televised.
Yep.
I don't think they like that at all. But listen, I think the organization again, this is just what I'm looking at, that they like what he did, but that now it's like, all right, now we need you a little bit further away from it, not day to day where he could be wearing on the kids.
Yeah, I think that's 100% right. And I think that's fair. And I think if Torts himself were honest about his status within the organization and the way things have gone over the last few years, he would say the same thing.
I mean, maybe I got PTSD from the way we had like Clarkie, Barber, Holmgren around forever in the front office floating around. I'm scared. I don't want Torts floating around upstairs. And it's almost like those guys deserved at least that chance. Torts hasn't really done anything while he's here. Why would they move him upstairs in any capacity?
Here's the difference. Guy, dude. He's a good hockey man.
Yeah, and I would say this too, VG. Here's the difference. Torts has only known mediocrity to terribleness with the Flyers, right? Like he's not, he is not Clark, Barber, Holmgren, and I like all those guys personally, but he's not like reaching back to the glory years. There haven't been any glory years in more than a decade. So it's not like he's going to come in and say, hey, what we got to do is go back to the way things were in 1985. Like that ain't happening.
Right. He's also not been really successful as a coach in the last decade either. He's pretty mediocre himself. I just don't understand why they have this love and they want to put him upstairs. I would love to just cut ties with him altogether.
Well, you got a weird thing with him. You don't
he's just,
like him.
You overhype him. I think everyone
people
overhype him.
Well, I mean, the guy's got a good career.
He's a mediocre guy. He won a Stanley Cup 35 years ago. I mean, with a great talented team. I get it, but come on. And to your point, Michkov could have had 70 points if he let the kid play his style and give him the minutes he deserved. He might have 70 points this year.
Yeah, he might, but he also, may not end up being the well-rounded player he might turn out to be. At some level, this is all kind of speculation.
Listen, I'm looking for Jari Kurri. I'm not looking for well-rounded. Give me Jari Kurri, put up 50 goals on the wing. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I get it. Is that the first Jari Kurri reference in this podcast history? I sure hope so.
Give me Luc Robitaille. Give me one of those guys.
Luc Robitaille. You know what? I will say this. Michkov is tough. He's got an edge. And that kid is awesome. Like, he's nasty. Do you see him getting in over the weekend? Like, I watch him all the time. Like, I can't get enough of him. And kid's got an edge to him, man. He's no just pretty hockey player. He's tough.
Mm-hmm. Look, nobody over the years has made a bigger cottage industry about tamping down expectations about the Flyers than I have. That kid is the real deal. Yeah. He is absolutely the real deal. And as Jonesy said in the interview the other day, can't wait to see him in 5 years. Let me see him when he's 25, 26, and he's got a few years under his belt, and he's physically developed and mentally further along. They got a gem there, I think.
All right. Let's get back to the Phillies. All right.
Okay.
So I get the tepid, lukewarm kind of, feeling from the fan base.
Do you though?
I don't. I disagree with it.
I don't either. I'm with you.
Intellectually, I get it, I guess, but
Kepler's an upgrade.
and I don't even understand why we're not missing baseball, because I don't feel like we're missing baseball. Like the town.
Because you just celebrated a Super Bowl. Nobody's missing anything right now. Nobody's missing anything.
Yeah, but
they're still basking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but wait. The Super Bowl, the parade is now, it's great, right? But it's a memory. It's a great memory. But that doesn't keep you warm at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night. Like, but
it keeps you warm all day. It keeps you warm all day scrolling through this thing.
I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I need games. Like I like to watch games. I like to watch.
Hey, I'm with you. And maybe once the games begin, people will get back in the flow of things. But I just think that, in a way, it's kind of a unique set of circumstances. You had one team, the biggest team in town, win a championship. So everybody's excited about that and still basking in that. Then you have the two other teams that are going absolutely nowhere. The Sixers have actively turned people off with what they've done. There's no team in the NCAA, no local team in the NCAA tournament. So here we are, and it's kind of like, well, the Phillies, what do I have to look forward to? I'm seeing the same thing that I saw last year. It'll be good, it'll be fine when the games begin, but nobody's going into it saying, I want to see this thing that is new and different and shiny.
You have a keen sense of the public. You do. You have a keen sense of what's what. You know what it reminds me of? The Andy Reid era Eagles.
Yep.
And where people are like, fast forward to October. Let me know. Like, they're not going to be in. Like, I used to do a thing where I go, let's make the 162 pact.
I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
And I would say, we're going to do a 162 pact. And that means you got to at least watch an inning of every game. I don't care if it's on replay or whatever. There's no way in the world people would sign up for that pack this year.
No, it's just not happening. Now, maybe that changes if, like, Christopher Sanchez wins his first 5 starts out of the chute, or Jesus Luzardo looks great, or Trey Turner is slashing doubles and triples to the gap in the first couple of days. But all we've got right now is, like, who's going to lead off and who's going to bat second, which is so freaking tired that, what else is there? It's like, okay, we're hoping the same guys who've been good for the last few years are even better.
Well, I know. I mean, you know what I think would help the fan base, speaking of the lineup, is if Turner is the leadoff hitter and he steals bags. Stolen base. Like, I think the town would get in on a stolen base
frenzy.
Yeah. Like, I know he's not going to be Ellie De La Cruz, but, I mean, he could swipe. He's got the ability to swipe 50 bags.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, think back to those teams from 07 to 11. You had, 3 guys at the top of the lineup in J-Roll, Victorino, and Utley, who either could run, were really smart, aggressive base runners, or both. Right? So that gives you some energy right off the bat when the offense is going well. And yeah, that team was built around hitting home runs. Obviously, all 3 of those guys, plus Ryan Howard, plus Burrell and Worth and Ibanez, could hit the ball out of the ballpark. This team is a little more passive than even that, right? It's a lot of, like, sitting and waiting for Harper or Schwarber or Castellanos to crank 400 feet. So yeah, I think there's something to what you're saying. Like, a style change would be okay, and Turner's the obvious guy to bring that.
All right, give me I'm just hitting you cold, so don't worry about this, right? But take a moment and think about it. But Phillies this week, you are a consummate Philadelphian. You're a Philadelphia sports fan. Give me the first 5 Phillies memories in your lifetime that come to your mind.
Okay. Oh, gosh. All right. First one right off the bat, and it would be one anyway, but I happened to see the replay yesterday. It came up on my social media feed. Mariano Duncan's grand slam on Mother's Day in 1993. That was the best summer of my life. I turned 18, and the Phillies were. I was graduating from high school, hanging out with friends, going down the shore, and following the Phillies all summer into my freshman year at LaSalle. And that day was the day where everyone in the city and around the community was like, "Oh my God, this team really is that good." The eighth inning grand slam off Lee Smith to win the game 6-5. That's my first number one Phillies memory.
Sportsman, all right? The grand slam off of Lee Smith. Like, he knows the closer. He knows it. This is what I'm talking about, VG.
I get what you're talking about. It's weird for me. I was away at college during that run. That 93 team, I liked them, but I don't have the memories. Everyone that has them from here, it's different.
It's way different. And unfortunately, I was living in Chicago. I was fresh out of college, and I was working for the Associated Press in Chicago while the run was going on. And all my buddies, like, we're young, right? Like early 20s. All my buddies were like all pumped up. They went to Toronto for the World Series. I was covering the freaking White Sox. All right? And
that stinks.
Yeah.
They were good that year. They were in the championship series against the Blue Jays.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was on the other side of it, and I was hoping that they would get to the World Series, because if they got to the World Series, it would be the Phillies and White Sox, and I would be covering it. But I was covering basketball then with Jordan, and it was interesting times, but I missed out on the 93 Phillies.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a couple more. All right, I got a couple more for you. Number 2 is the same year. Game 6 of the league championship series, the NLCS against the Braves. A couple of weeks out, I had been told I had a class assignment. My entire English class was going to the Merriam Theater on this night to see a ballet, to see Carmina Burana. So half a dozen of us brought Walkman radios to be able to listen to the game, to game 6 in the ballet while, the lights are down and the music's going and all this stuff. And we're playing Whisper Down the Lane in the crowd, like, Hollins just hit a 2-run homer. It's 2-1. It's 2-0, 4-0, whatever it was. Morandini hit a triple. So I always remember game 6 for that reason. We were able to get back to campus in time to see Mitch Williams close out the 9th inning and win the game.
You know what, dude? God bless you. You are driven. Because game 6, and you had to go to the ballet. I mean, I would have been like, I really don't.
My family to this day brings that story up. My uncle, my godfather, still brings it up. Like,
how did you
went to the freaking ballet the night of game 6.
How did you not? You're so dedicated. I would have failed. I would have been like, I'm sick.
I had to answer to my mother and father, and as big as Phillies fans as they are, they were like, "You can't skip class." Okay.
Oh my God.
So I got that. I remember one of the ones that stands out, 1985, the 26-7 game against the Mets, where Von Hayes hits the 2 home runs in the first inning.
Yes.
That was a big one.
Out of here, Von Hayes.
The Steve Jeltz game. Where the 10-0 game, the Pirates take the lead 10-0, and Jim Rooker says, "I'll walk back to Pittsburgh if they blow this game." And Steve Jeltz hits 2 3-run homers to lead the comeback. He's one of my most
hated Phillies ever, Steve Jeltz.
Dude, he was every spring training. It would be like, Steve Jeltz is hitting, like he's hitting 400 in spring training. Who knows this year? And then the season would start, and he'd be a 220 hitter again.
And it would just be king of the sky out. Like, he was a 250-foot fly ball, walking fly ball.
Yep.
I hate
and
it.
Then the last one is the series against the Mets in '86, where the Mets are coming to Veterans Stadium and they need one win to clinch the NL East. They're 20 games ahead. They're going to go on and win the World Series. It's Strawberry, Keith Hernandez, Wally Backman, Dykstra, all that. And they come in for a Friday to Sunday series against the Phillies, and the Phillies sweep them. They beat Doc Gooden the first night. Schmidt hits a 3-run homer, and then they blow them out each of the next 2 games. And it was like, not on our watch. You're going to clinch somewhere else. You're not going to clinch at the Vet. This was all we had as a kid, Ant. I was 11 years old. I thought it was
86. Glenn Bowe, Glenn Wilson.
Yeah,
Glenbo.
exactly.
Oh man.
Glenbo. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Uh-huh. Come run with the Phillies. Jeff Stone, Juan Samuel. Yeah.
Dude, do you like think about that team? Like, I love Samuel. I thought Samuel was going to be really good. Like, he was like 5-tool player.
Yeah.
Right? Jeff Stone had that lightning speed.
Jeff Stone.
He
Yeah.
just couldn't stay on his feet.
No.
Skates.
He skates, yeah. Just like he was like Lonnie Smith, but worse.
Yes.
You know, it just was
Lonnie
awful.
Smith could at least hit. Stone couldn't hit and he would stay on his feet.
Wait a minute. I'm
Yeah.
looking back. This,
Oh, my God.
this Jelts game, the Pirates broadcaster actually did walk home a couple weeks later.
Yeah, he did it as
walked
a-
from
he did
Philadelphia
it-
to Pittsburgh.
He did it as a charity event
Yeah,
to raise
it
money
took
for a
him
charity.
just shy of 2 weeks.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
great is that? Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
I was
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I remember watching that game on Prism, man, and just couldn't believe that Chelsea went deep twice. Like, they're gonna do this. They're gonna do this.
Oh, dude, you're the greatest, man. I swear. Those are great memories. Those are bust out.
Yeah.
Like, that's bust out. That's not, Jeff Jenkins, right? Like, anybody could say that.
Yeah.
That's good bust out. Great Phillies knowledge.
Dude, it's all we had. If you grew up a Phillies fan in the 80s into the early 90s, and then after 93, you were just grasping for something positive. And so you took like 3-game sweep of the Mets to keep them from winning the division. Like, that's all you had.
Yeah,
As bad as they were, though, when we were kids, I don't know, Mike, you're a little younger. We could send in like our report cards or a copy.
Oh, yeah, you get a
and
700 level.
700 letters to see. Oh, man,
Yeah.
I love doing that. I
Yeah.
was so excited to go
Yeah.
down and watch the games.
It was all we knew, VG. It was
Yeah.
all we knew.
That was the best. Oh, my God. Did you, in school, write in your notebooks the lineup? Like, I used to write the lineups down.
Oh God, yeah. I would make up my own lineups.
Yeah.
I played all-star baseball with
I
my
love
dad.
all-star
the ga-
baseball. With the wheel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
we got to play a game. We got to get that.
All-star baseball.
Dude, I got my kids to play it. Once baseball season starts, they're going to be back playing the game, and they do exactly the same thing I did. They have the sheets with the rosters written out, and
Yeah.
they keep stats and all of that. It's totally old school and old manish, but it's awesome.
It's the greatest. Do they play ball, your kids?
Nah, they don't. My one of them does. The younger one does archery.
Oh, awesome.
We drive him, then he shoots a bow and arrow.
Very cool.
And the older one fences. He's been fencing for like 4 years.
Dude,
even qualified
whoa.
for the Junior
Dude,
Olympics. Yeah,
Dude, that's awesome. That you want to talk about big time college scholarship? You're in, man.
You know, your mouth to God's ears, Ant, because that stuff is going to cost a ton of money by the time he's a senior in high school.
Yeah,
he's only
I know.
13.
That's awesome. That's
Fencing,
really cool.
fencing's an expensive sport.
It's not too bad. I mean, you got to buy the equipment, but every once in a while you spend $100 on a blade for his foil. That's it.
Wow.
And I don't understand it. He's been doing it 4 years, and I still watch him, and I'm like, did he score? Did he not score? Did he win, lose? Like, I have no clue.
Wow, on God. That's awesome, man. That's very cool. Love it. Hey, are you allowed to tell me what you tell us what you told me about what you uncovered for the book?
About what did I uncover? Oh yeah, so I'll say this because it's going to be in the first sentence of the book. So I'm working on the Rocky book. I actually talked to one of Carl Weathers' ex-wives the other day.
No way.
Got her on the phone for like 45 minutes. Yeah, it was great.
What did she
He
say?
and
I love the Apollo, man.
he and Stallone, not best buddies at all, which was interesting to learn.
Wow.
But one thing I uncovered is that Stallone, heading into the filming of the original Rocky, went on a total shrimp and shellfish diet. He cut out carbs because he heard that carbs, like, he wanted to get dumber to play Rocky Balboa, and he read that carbs stimulated brain activity. So even if that wasn't true, he wanted to get in the mindset of the character. So he was eating nothing but shrimp and shellfish as they filmed it, so that he could, be more like Rock. Hey, come on.
Isn't that wild?
How did he not get gout? Jeez. All that shellfish?
Maybe he did.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting?
That's nuts.
He was
That's
getting
awesome.
the character.
Yeah, he was getting into character,
Who
so
knew
he's taking
a
the train.
method actor.
Yeah, he was taking the train from LA to Philadelphia to start filming. You know, his wife's pregnant. Butkus is in the train car with him. It's cramped, and he's probably cranky because he hasn't had any bread in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, really, man. You got no carbs. That's pre-cut. That's tremendous. That's just tremendous. Tremendous stuff. I can't wait for this book. This book, we got to have a huge party. Huge party.
Dude, I'm in. Like, I need an excuse to have a huge party.
Yeah, we got to celebrate this. I still want you in on the dunk book, man. Come on.
We're gonna do it. We'll do it. It's just
whenever you get a chance.
Schedule's crazy.
Yeah,
we'll do it.
Maybe we'll do it for the NBA Finals or something. Like we'll pick it.
We'll do Cousin VG's book club. We'll get Z Berman with his book about the Eagles.
Let's do it. That we'll do a whole episode. All right. Well, it'd be great.
All right. I'm in.
Great stuff, Mikey. You're the best.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you, pal.
See you soon.
Here he is, Mike Sielski. I love Mike, man.
I got the Steve Jelstock, our friend Johnny Goodtimes is in the chat with a fun fact. Steve Jeltz, his 5 career home runs is the second most by any player born in France. Can you name who number 1 is?
Joe Lefebvre.
With 26 homers. No.
Frenchie, what was his name? They call him Frenchie. Who played for the Braves?
No. Bruce Bochy.
Wow.
He was born in France? No clue.
Bruce Bochy? Yeah. Oh, my God. Really? I didn't know Bruce Bochy was born in France.
Nah, me neither, man.
That's crazy.
Here's Dr. Mike, by the way. I wasn't able to pull it up while he was on, but just a
Might be on the herbal then.
yeah.
It's doing them all at the same time. Wow. I'm going to call from him. What are you doing? You're a mess. You got to take care of yourself. What's wrong with you? You look horrible.
Oh my
You're
God.
fat.
No, I'd be out of there. There's no chance I'll go to a doctor talking to me like that.
Oh, he's the greatest. I love you. But you're horrible. I mean, my God.
You're eating too many shrimp and shellfish.
Yeah, that's what they'll do. All right. Let's take care of some business. And then we got our man, PHLY Sixers, to talk some draft.
All right.
All right? I'm going to talk some draft. The great Devon Givens.
Yeah.
All my people, man. I love it. Fun show today. Well, let's talk about some of our friends, shall we, Andrew? Let's go with a little Rothman. How you feeling, Andrew? You had an MRI yesterday.
I did have the MRI yesterday, yes. Hopefully soon I'll be fixed up.
Well, hopefully, because if you got like neck issues, or joints aching, hands cramping, your back is out of whack, shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Like you got a shoulder. Oh, let it fly. You got any of that?
I got all of it.
Rothman's got you.
Yeah.
At Rothman Orthopedics, practicing specialized care has been their passion for over 50 years. Their mission, high quality, compassionate, affordable care rooted in research. Research leads to new treatments and better outcomes. Each Rothman doctor laser focus on their specialty: hip, knee, spine, shoulder. I mean, you name it. All right. They have a team for each body part right here in our backyard. So what's that make you do? You want to have a catch with your kid? Boom. You want to play a little driveway hoop?
Yeah.
You're good to go. You can root for our teams like no other fans in the country. They are Rothman Orthopedics, and they specialize in you. Specialized care for more than 50 years. Rothman has participated in thousands of groundbreaking research and clinical trials. The goal, advancing knowledge, developing treatments, and improving outcomes for the benefit of our patients. Rothman Orthopedics specialize in orthopedics, and you visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY to learn more or make an appointment today. All right. Talk a little
some hair.
Hair.
A little hair stuff.
Yes.
These guys thinning out, receding. Stop worrying about it. Wearing a hat, light hitting you the right way, shine your scalp. No need to worry about all that stuff because GLAT Hair has been restoring and defending hairlines for over 30 years. It's no wonder they got the reputation they do. Their proven results and experienced team. Just a few reasons the GLAT Hair name has stood the test of time. GLAT Hair by Morgenstern Medical isn't just about restoration, it's about innovation. Their breakthrough specialized GLAT Hair technique really does dramatically change lives and hairlines. So the GLAT Hair technique consists of a few things. First of all, you get one-on-one care. You get a 100% personalized hair restoration plan of action designed just for you and your specific hair loss. You get follow-up care and cutting-edge hair loss prevention treatments, medications, and more. So GLAT Hair, they can help you keep the hair you already have or help you bring back what you've already lost. If you'd like some more information or ready to defend your hairline today, visit GLATHairMM.com, GLATHairMM.com, or you can call or text them 610-980-4000.
All right. I like it, buddy. I like it. Portion of the show presented by Bet Parks and the Bet Parks Sportsbook online casino app. All right. Let's go to our man. Great basketball man. One of our favorites. Devon Givens, all PHLY Sixers show. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, Ant? How you doing?
So, did you actually have to watch that game last night?
I did. Yeah, I was off and I still had to watch it.
I was wondering, does Devon on his night off still have to watch Sixers Pelicans? And of course, they had to make sure that they rested Quentin Grimes.
Thank God.
Yeah. So I did the double dip because the game that started before the Sixers started at 7:00 was the Raptors and the Wizards. So that was fun too, to start off the night at 7:00 with those guys to watch it. But the Raptors did in the end do what we needed them to do, which is win the game and beat the Wizards. So you got that part out of it. So a double dip last night.
Double dip of bad basketball.
Bad.
Man,
Bad.
it's ugly. Like
it really is.
It's gross. Like I tried to watch. What game was it? I had it on the other night. I don't know. Just during the tournament, I was flicking around. What's that?
The Sixers or another team?
No, Sixers. Like it was just awful. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
I turned it off for like 5 minutes. I was like, I can't even. It was like, there was like a downtime in the tournament, and I put it on. It was Sunday afternoon, and it was the
Hawks game.
Hawks. Ew, yeah. Oh, man, just horrible. Just not the basketball. I can't even watch these kids. It's G League basketball.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's really bad. But as we've been talking about this for weeks now. It took them a while to get here, but they're here. So the approach is correct. It's bad,
it is.
But hopefully it pays off in the long run.
All right, so let's talk about that because we know it's bad and it's ugly and it is necessary. So let's talk about where they're at right now for those people not following along. Set it up for us when it comes to they're keeping their pick, which they're in line to do now, and the lottery, and we're actually back to ping pong balls.
Yeah. So right now they're tied. They're tied for fifth, but they have the tiebreaker over Brooklyn because Brooklyn is up in series, taking a season series as of right now. So Brooklyn has a half a game back of the Sixers. Now things get a little tricky. So a little programming for tonight too. You don't have to watch it, but keep an eye on it. Toronto plays Brooklyn tonight. So there's one. And so this again, the Sixers have a half a game up, if you will, on Brooklyn, where they have the fifth seed. You want to keep the top six pick, of course. The worst that they should fall is seventh to still give themselves a chance. Right now, they have a 9.8% chance of getting the number one overall pick. Right now, it seems unlikely, but you never know what happens on lottery night, May 12th, which is lottery night, by the way, for everybody to mark that down.
Circle that. I mean, we got to get rabbit's foot and all kinds of lucky charms and name it.
Call Pat Croce. Call Pat Croce and get whatever it was back then to get that number one overall pick. So that's where they are right now. And we already know the top guys in the draft right now, at least the top four. And then you go on from there for some of the other tier players that you talk about in that range. But yeah, that's where they are right now. Fifth. Right now, and they have 10 games left. They have Washington they host tomorrow at the Center, and they play Toronto on Sunday, hosting them at home. So that's an important game also when they take on the Toronto Raptors. So they do have some tough games. I mean, Miami is not a tough one because Miami just snapped their 10-game losing streak, but Miami should technically beat the Philadelphia 76ers if they still want to be in that play-in race and maybe jump up in front of the Chicago Bulls, who have been on fire, winning I think it's 8 of their last 10 overall. So that's where they are right now. 10 games left. They're sitting here with this awful record of 20, 23 and 49, or 23 and 49. It should be 23 and 50 soon, but they'll probably beat Washington. But that's where they are right now, man. It's not good basketball, as you said, but in the end, hopefully this plays out the way that we hope it does. They keep the top 6 pick and get one of these young players to come in.
All right, so let's think about it. The dream of all dreams, because the beauty is, you got some of the guys still alive in the tournament. The beauty is it would be Cooper Flag. And
100%.
I mean, he would be the perfect fit on this team. It would be a godsend to the franchise. You want to talk about instant, interest, people going nuts again, people buying Sixer stuff. If they got lucky and somehow landed Flag, the town would go bananas.
Mm-hmm.
They need it. They need it. Of course, we don't know that that's going to happen, but when you do look at it, so every night, I know you watch when you can watch every night after, whether it's a post-game show or a regular 3 p.m. show like we have this afternoon, we do our daily Tankathon spin. So we've been lucky enough on Tankathon to get the number 1 overall pick quite a few times. And of course, Cooper Flag is the one. And you just drop him right into the lineup and he helps out immediately. It's not just the scoring that everybody knows about.
No, he cares about
defense. Yeah, he cares about defense. He's unselfish when he's looking for his teammates and trying to make the right play and get the best shot available on that end of the floor. That guy's really good. And you talk about the height that he is, being able to play that wing position. He hustles, he dives on the floor. He's one of those, of course, in college, a superstar, but he's one of those superstar players that will give his body up to help the team win and sacrifice and do those things. So he's an all-around player. He's an all-around player that's the consensus number 1 overall pick. You can drop him into any of the 30 teams in the NBA and he will fit right in because that's how good he is. And on this particular group, just like for any of these other guys that we talk about, Ant, the one thing about him is, while there will be pressure as a number 1 pick to play on this particular team, he's got technically 3 all-stars that are there to take some of that pressure off of him, where it's not all on him right away. So you're talking about the immediate, and then you're talking about in the future where he and potentially Maxey McCain will be the future of this franchise. You look at him and drop him right into this lineup, into this group, and he's perfect.
Absolutely perfect. Let me ask you a question, though. If you're Cooper Flag, and let's say Gatorade comes to you, and Gatorade says, hey, Coop, I'm going to give you $200 million right now, guaranteed, but you got to stay in college for the next 4 years, 3 years, whatever, 3 more years. $200 million guaranteed. And you're the face of March. What do you do? Because
I would try to I would try to negotiate that of give that to me when I get to the pros. I mean, I'm already going to get my rookie deal. That's fine. He already has New Balance, which is his footwear apparel contract that he has already. He had that in his senior year, I think it was, of high school.
Yeah.
So he has that money already. And the only reason I would push back on that, Ant, is to start the clock of the rookie scale deal to get off of that sooner to get the other big max contract.
Well, that's why the clock for if he waited 2 years, the difference is $165 million. All right, that's what he'd be losing out if he stayed at Duke 2 more years. He'd lose $165 million.
And that's why I would still say, no, I'm out.
But now I go, here's 200. All right. So you got 200 guaranteed right now. and you're in a
I
face of
know.
March. That doesn't mean you can't add anything else. Like, you're in the face of March for 3 more Marches. That's a lot of money. There's a lot
That
of
is a lot of money.
sponsors. You could
That's
make
a lot of
more
money.
money in the next 4 years at Duke that would completely forget that you're starting the clock late.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
And by
No,
the
you're
way,
right.
it's fun. What, like, why you want to go to that league right now when you're the man in March? It's fun. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, you would give me something to think about. Me and my parents would be sitting down talking, having a long conversation
And as
about that.
dad says, dude, take the money. Take the 200. All right?
Yeah,
Take the
yeah.
200. It doesn't matter what happens. God forbid something happens in the future when you're in the league or does something as great as you are. Man, who knows? Right? Take the money. Take the 200. Be the face of
Yeah,
March. Be the
that's a
BMOC
lot
for the
of
next
money.
3 years. Enjoy yourself.
That's a lot of good money. A lot of good money. And it's different, to your point, because those conversations before were, no, you got to go take the money, because if you do get hurt in
Right.
college, you don't have the security. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But now it's a little bit different.
Right. That's
A little
my
bit
point.
different.
That's why, and I'm
Yeah.
enjoying the hell out of the tournament. All right. So the second pick is Harper, I think. I mean,
Yes.
Harper would be a great, any of these kids.
What do you think about
Ace-
his game, Devon Harper? Because he feels like he's a bigger guy who uses his body. Like, he doesn't look super athletic, and I don't know how that translates to the next level.
Well, I mean, you look at the same thing with a lot that was said about Jalen Brunson too, which is why he fell to the second round. You know what I mean? Because of that type of
Mentality,
slow,
yeah.
elongated type of game, and just pick apart your defense and do all that stuff. But when he's got the ball in his hands, it's not necessarily that you need the speed; it's the quickness, it's the decision making, of course, of the moves that you make. Jalen Brunson was never the fastest guy, but he was quick as hell with the basketball in his hand. Right? He can get you off balance. He can get you where he needs you to be to take advantage of having you off balance, having you leaning one way, and next thing you know, he's right by you. Lefties always have the advantage also, and you get caught. So that's what I like about him. He plays under control. He knows who he is. To your point, VG, where he's not trying to do all that other stuff. He knows exactly who he is, but he can still take over a game. He can score. He can assist, and defensively, he's not that great. He's just not. There's no way to hide that. But the talent offensively is really good. So oftentimes we talk about, and even last week when I joined you guys, when Ant was talking about, Quentin Grimes maybe being a, 6'4", 6'5". This guy's 6'4", 6'5" too, but a difference maker. When you look at him coming into college as a point guard that you can play next to Maxey or McCain while he's the lead guy, let them be the scorers coming off those screens, things of that nature. He's still very much worthy of that number 2 overall pick.
He is. Like, that's the kind of like having the issue of Maxey McCain. He solves it, because then now that's your 3-guard rotation. He fits. He'll run a point.
Yeah, there's something about you have 2 guys who are like two guys who are in the top 10 in the mock drafts out there, and Rutgers stunk. I mean, they couldn't even get to the tournament. So, I mean, there's something to be said about that.
That was very true. But it was also a case of where the money came from. and that's where the money came from. So they decided on Rutgers. Ace Bailey had no business going to Rutgers, but he did. We know why. We know why. But when you also look at VG, if you watch that team, the rest of them awful. With all due respect.
Horrible.
With all due respect.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't good enough to play on that level. So who am I to say that these guys terrible? It's not a good team. And the coach did a bad job with how they put that whole thing together. He did a great job of recruiting and getting those 2 All-Americans, but the coach, not good.
No.
Not good at all for how he handled that whole thing.
How would you rank your wish list for the Sixers?
So I'll steal it a little bit from the show, of how we've talked about this. The tier is number 1, Cooper Flag. Number 2, by himself, Harper is the tier. And then you start with tier 3, where Ace Bailey is the first of the next tier that goes from there. And there's a lot of pushback on Ace Bailey because he has a he's got the clear individual focus. I don't pass the basketball. I am a scorer, right? Where he doesn't pass the ball enough. The assist numbers are not high, but he's 6'10". He can score like crazy, and the Sixers don't have that. Paul George is supposed to be that, but we haven't seen it enough
No,
to
and
say
they
that he
don't
still
have
has
it from that side. Like you need it from
They
the
don't.
wing.
They don't.
He actually is I think he's a good fit for him. Actually,
I do. He again is one that you just drop right into that starting five,
Yeah.
and he fits right there in that front court with Paul George and Joel Embiid. You just drop him right there
Yeah.
because of the 6'10" scoring ability, and defensively he's not that good. But guess what? You got some other defenders around him that it will again take some of that pressure off.
You know who
He's
he
still
is?
6'10", get some weak side block shots, things of that nature, run the floor, all of that.
He's a legitimate Oubre. Like what you think Oubre could, because Oubre, you wanted him to score and the whole thing. And could score. Like he's a legitimate player. Like he's actually what you want in that spot. So
let me give you another one. Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
From Charlotte.
Yeah.
Just a 6'9",
Yeah.
6'10" guy who can flat out score the basketball. And Brandon Miller is a more polished scorer
Agreed.
than Bailey is right now. But you get him into the NBA and see what the program that he goes into and how they see best fit to use him and have. So that would be my right now. It would be 1, 2, 3 in that order, and then you have VJ Edgecombe. And then from there on, you have some of the other guys that you have to talk about.
Edgecombe's interesting. I mean, he's not a
He'd
fit for
be
the
my
Sixers.
number 2.
Really?
Yeah. He's got decent size. He's 6'5". He's super athletic. I think he translates to the next level.
Yes.
He does,
I do
but
too.
I don't think he's a fit for the Sixers.
I don't think he needs the
Why
ball. I think he can distribute and be a facilitator
I think
at this level.
you need a little more size on the wing.
I mean, 6'5".
There's a redundancy there because of George. I think you need a bigger. Which is why it would excite me to get Ace Bailey. Like he would excite me.
Hey, Devon,
Obviously, flag
with
is
this
flag.
pick, if they get their pick, can they trade it once they get it and it's the top 6? Can they trade it?
Yeah,
I see mocks where Bailey's further down. You could trade down and get Bailey probably. On
all you have to do is land in the top 6 to keep it. You can then trade it and do whatever else.
You remember? Don't you remember the Sean Bradley? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't need to go back that far. Don't you remember Markelle Fultz?
Yeah. That was a protected pick.
He traded it. Oh,
I know. No, it's like the Sixers is 1 through 6 protected. What if they got the 6th pick and they trade it down to 8 and keep it? Still?
It's just securing it. Securing it.
No, it's your pick.
Once you get it, you can do whatever you want.
All right. I don't think Bailey goes 8.
I'm just saying.
No.
I don't see that.
I've seen that too, VG, and people overthinking it. You're just overthinking stuff right now. Once we get closer, he's not. I like Bailey. I like Bailey more than some people do too. I see the flaws, just like everyone else. I see them. Yeah, I see them. But let's see what happens when he gets to the next level, and you try to get some of those bad habits out of him.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Harper interests me a lot because of to me he salvages the backcourt, and Flag is the dream.
Yeah, Yakachunas from Illinois, 6'6", can see the floor really well. Slow, kind of like a Josh Giddey type of, kind of thing there. Doesn't defend,
but he can
so
shoot.
that's a problem. He has some trouble shooting the basketball, but he can shoot. With him,
I think he becomes a better 3-point shooter.
So let me ask you about, since we're at Duke right now, the big kid, Malawak, the center. What do you think? I mean, if let's say you get number 6 and you don't trade it, like VG just asked, what do you do? I know how you feel about where Embiid is right now. He's not a scorer like Embiid, but he's one of those guys like a Walker Kessler maybe type, a little more athletic. Can't score, but he can. No, he can
rebound for you. He'll bang an open 3. He'll rebound. By the way, it's overtime right here on the show. We love our overtime. OT, baby. Here's the thing. I need to come away with a wing. All right? I have to come away with a wing to
So you stay away from the big.
Yeah, okay. I mean, because I'm already held hostage. Unless you're telling me I'm moving on from Embiid and, then there's Vinny just walked in, Mr. Walker Kessler, who he's walking Walker. He loves him. He's always been like trade Embiid and give me a Walker Kessler to just rebound the basketball, right? I get it. But if I have this opportunity at this high pick, I have not had a wing ever.
So where are you looking at 6 then? Because again, we have the tiers of the wings from Flag to Bailey, Edgecombe. They'll be gone. Even though I know you don't think he fits as much, he's not going to be there at 6 most likely.
He's not there at 6. I agree.
So what are the other wings that Yakuchunas, more of a point guard in that sense at 6'6"? So where else might
he's
you
more of
decide
that
to go
point
there?
forward Yakuchunas. Asa Newell.
Yeah, Asa Newell.
You know.
Okay. Georgia,
yeah, kid from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
You know, that's the problem.
It's not an exciting draft.
It's not because like then you got
It's
like small, undersized 2s, which you have enough of with Jace, right? Like you got enough of that stuff.
Right.
Trey Johnson.
You got Johnny Fears, the point guard.
Trey Johnson's 6'6" out of Texas, but I'm not a fan of his game.
He's soft.
He gets mopey and stuff, which
Yeah,
is the last thing you need on this team.
I think he's soft. I don't like him at all.
That's my guy, but he does get mopey, and I wouldn't take him there at that spot.
No.
I just like the scoring. I like the scoring and size. Jeremiah Fears I like, but he's too small.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. He's smaller. He's 6'4".
What do you think of Derek Queen?
It doesn't really help. Yeah, that's the tricky one that we've been talking about a lot the last couple of days, just because he's a center, but he's really not a center in the NBA. He's like a 4, but he's too slow. The long sleeves throw me off because take the long sleeves off, man. But
he's a good ball. He could play. He's a basketball player.
He is. I'm having trouble. Just somebody brought up Naz Reid on the show. I was in the chat yesterday. Somebody brought up Naz Reid. Naz Reid, much quicker though. Much quicker to me. And
you remind. I see the comp though. I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think Naz is twitchier.
Yeah. He can move a little bit better. The handle.
He's twitchier.
And Derek Queen can put the ball on the floor, as we saw with that game winner.
Yeah,
he can create some shots. But I mean, you would have to look at it at 6. You would have to consider it. It's just a matter of where he fits. Like we just talked about these other guys, you just drop him right into the lineup, and you can see it. Even when you have questions about VJ Edgecombe, you can still see where you can put him on the floor and let him go, just wreak havoc defensively, run the floor, and that's what he's going to do. Where's Derek Queen fit in this scenario?
I know.
That's So, but guess what? I hope we're talking about this after May 12th, because I hope we're talking about this for a month and 10 days to figure out where Derek Queen fits. They gotta get this pick somehow, some way. They have to get one of these top picks.
They have to. I think they're going to.
But Derek
you're
Queen.
Right.
They have to.
And then listen, at some point, I'm not against kind of trading it and figuring out what, because I'm with you. Outside of those 3 guys, 4 maybe, I get squeamish, right? So because here's the thing. The last thing I need is to not have a failing, like an Okafor pick, right? Like I can't have that, right? Like I need to have this work. If that means I got to trade it and put a package together to figure something out, I'll do it.
Yeah, no question about it. No question. Because even when you look at somebody who can shoot the basketball like Knipple does from Duke, that doesn't interest. I mean, the shooting interests me, but the player, doesn't necessarily interest me for him.
Listen, he's a good college player, Knipple, a good college player, and he'll have a little bit of a role in the NBA. Like I could see him.
Yeah,
I could see him.
Corey Kispert type of role.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But that you need more than that with this.
Yeah,
pick.
you do. Yeah, you really do, man. So look, we still have some of these players left that we can watch in the tournament to get another extended look of what these players look like. I'm intrigued. And the Sixers have to continue to do their part. They lose these games, man. 10 games left.
Yeah.
And tonight's important with Toronto and Brooklyn. Rooting for Brooklyn in this case, so they can pick up another win. If Toronto wins, okay, it's not the end of the world because they play each other twice before the end of the season, Toronto and Brooklyn. So we'll see where that goes. But the Sixers, though, keep playing these guys, keep resting Quentin Grimes. He's going to get paid. We don't need to see any more. Let these guys just go out there and do their thing.
Who do you like in the tournament?
In the beginning, I had Florida and Duke in the final. So I'm going to stick there, and I'm going to say Florida still knocks off Duke. Duke is really good, though. They look like the best team in college basketball right now. My sleeper was to get to the Elite Eight, and the way that they're playing was the BYU Cougars.
Yeah, nice.
I thought Kevin Young would do a nice job, and he has done a nice job.
I
He
think
also
they
has
win
a
outright.
potential lottery pick. Yeah. Oh, you got BYU? Wow. Okay. Igor. He's another one that we didn't talk about. But he's like 6'8", 6'9",
Yeah.
and he has that same type of. We talked about the Josh Giddey type of game. He has that same type of game. He was a potential projected top 5 pick. When the season got underway, he fell down. A tournament run for him, as we know, can help him out where he might be back in the conversation, and we might be talking about him somewhere around pick 6 if they make a deep run to get to next weekend
I
in
can
the
see
Final
them winning.
Four.
We talked about it
Yeah.
earlier in the show. I know you're on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kids might get lucky.
I like them.
I don't like
my
that.
only worry about Florida is their ball pressure gave them issues in the half
It
court.
It did.
They struggle to
It
get
did.
into their offense when they're up top with ball pressure.
Yeah. So again, if it's Duke and Florida, even though I said Florida, you probably have to lean Duke just because they're playing the best brand of basketball.
Yeah.
But Florida's still really good. Houston is good, as we know. And BYU, yeah, that was just my sleeper team. Kevin Young, who was former Sixers assistant for a long time and went on to Phoenix and assistant there. He has them. They look, when I was watching them and I was texting somebody that, knows him as well. And it's like, yo, hey, Kev has these dudes playing like, this look like an NBA brand of
Yes.
sets that they're running out there. And they were like, yeah, it's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're running NBA stuff out there, so they look good.
Yeah, that's a great call by you. Great call. Great stuff. What's the plan today?
So 3 p.m. today. This is our only regular 3 p.m. show this week because we again have 4 games. So game last night, game Wednesday. We're off on Thursday and Friday because we have games Saturday and Sunday. So 4 games this week. After this week, 6 more to go. And we know, man, get the tank helmets. You guys, you seen the tank helmets over there on the table that we've been wearing?
I love it. I love it.
We leaning right into it.
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna put one on. I'm ready to go. Good job, brother.
Man.
Keep it up, man. We love you. Thanks,
Thanks,
Steve.
man. Love you guys too. Appreciate it. See you.
The great Devon Givens. Fun conversation. Fun show today.
Yeah.
Geeking out. Love it.
Yep.
We got a little Rite Aid back in the day.
Yeah. Yep.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with Rite Aid. Yeah!
Got a little theme this week with old school Eagles stuff.
Oh, yeah?
How about a little mic'd up 1973 training camp?
What?
Coach Mike McCormick, I think.
Where did you dig this up? Look at those ugly helmets.
I love the coach standing on this. Can't get it across.
I can watch this all day. he talking about?
I don't know. I just thought that.
Me, you.
I don't think he was a good coach. Was he, Mike
No,
McCormick?
I don't.
I have no idea.
That predates us, but they weren't any good. That's why Dick Vermeil came here and like resuscitated the franchise. Oh my God! All right,
Yep.
that's going to do it for us today. Any burning things you want off your chest?
Nah, this weather's got me a little bummed. Look at it, 68 on Monday for the home opener, and it's thunderstorms in the afternoon.
All
It's
right.
like, ugh. Then I'm going to postpone it till Tuesday, and Tuesday's like 54 degrees. Just like, just bummed looking at that.
All right. I mean, it'll be here. It's fine. Look at baseball.
Up late fantasy draft last night.
Yeah, you. I got to tell you, don't you think today he's loggy all day today?
I feel good. I'm hydrated. I was up early.
I don't know. I think I'm disappointed.
This weather's a little
loggy.
bugging me.
77 on Saturday, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, let's move the game up to Saturday.
Oh my God, 74 on Monday.
Yeah, but rain.
30% chance. I take those chances. I'm looking on my iPhone. Phil, I got to ask Doppler Vinny.
Yeah, get
Vinny
Doppler
Doppler.
Vinny on it. Tell him to cheer me up.
77 Saturday. We have a big tournament.
Oh, I love that.
At Ripken Saturday morning.
I love that place. My nephew played down there. It's a great location. It's very cool.
They have all the replica ballparks.
Yeah.
They have the Citizens Bank. You got Camden Yards, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah.
It's a massive complex.
Yeah, I know. It's a blast. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Everybody have a great day. We love you. All right, make it special. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Have a great one. See you then.
We all silly like the mayor.